Spoilers, and lots of them. If you haven't beaten Final Fantasy VII Remake, yeet yourself off this video and go finish the game right now. I promise I'll still be here waiting for you when you get back. Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending is one that I and many others have definitely been in their feelings about. While I've done my fair share of panicking with regards to where the story will be headed next, there's also a lot of positive things going for the game so far, which is why I'm still looking forward to part 2. I am heartily a purist when it comes to comparing the remake to the original, and think many of the changes that Final Fantasy VII Remake presents helps further immerse you in the story and world. I'm just a little iffy and nervous about the whole time travel and multiverse stuff. And yes, I've seen that video. But today is not about voicing those concerns. After a recent conversation with one of my favorite subscribers, Aaron Hall, thank you so much, buddy, I decided to give you guys an alternative look at Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending. That is to say, today focuses much more so on the fact that despite these concerns persisting, I am still very much excited for, let's arbitrarily call it, Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. There is still a silver lining that keeps my energy and anticipation at a high, even in the presence of these concerns. I think it's important to first acknowledge that Final Fantasy VII Remake Game 2 is more than likely going to be a remake of Final Fantasy VII in the same sense that this first game was. I still firmly believe we'll be opening the next game with the Calm flashback, I still believe we'll be going to the Gold Saucer, and all the core events will still be there. The unknown journey will continue more than likely refers to the new overarching plot. That being said, you will more than likely be experiencing the same essential Final Fantasy VII moments just as we have in this game. But not only are you getting those familiar moments, we'll also be getting a brand new story overlaid on top of that. I never thought we would get a one-for-one remake of Final Fantasy VII at any point anyways. While I do want it to keep its core themes and pivotal moments, at the end of the day, doing new things with these new characters I love is super exciting. Not to mention the fact that the entire Final Fantasy community is theory crafting right now, and no one, no matter how much they claim, actually knows what's going to happen in the next game. For a game with the word remake in the title, that's honestly pretty spicy. It also means that we're not going to be bored waiting for the second game to come out. In fact, all of these discussions are going to carry us into Game 2, and that's precisely what Square Enix wants. Because of the multi-game structure, if this game ended the same way the original did when escaping Midgar, we would definitely be having a very bland conversation discussing some minor nuances between the remake and original, and then everything would go dead silent. Now there is something to keep us hooked into the series until each and every part rolls out. But not only will this next game be mostly a remake of Final Fantasy VII's iconic moments, according to most people's interpretations of what is going on, this story is not just a remake, but it's also a sequel. The popular notion at the moment, based on story clues, seems to indicate that both Aerith and Sephiroth are actually time travelers who are on opposing ends of literally attempting to remake the timeline of Final Fantasy VII. That means we're not only getting a remake of FF7 in the traditional sense, but we're also getting FF7 2 and FF7 3 and 4 maybe. A long time ago, it only seemed like we would be getting a sequel or a remake, but it seems like now we're actually getting both rolled into one tight package. This all being said, it's hard to pinpoint where exactly Final Fantasy VII Remake's new direction is going. After all, as it says, it is an unknown journey, but I have fully committed to seeing that journey to the end. The first game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series is nothing short of excellent, and despite some very intense concerns, those concerns come out of a deep love for the franchise. While absolutely no one, no matter how genius or absolutely correct their theories may seem, myself included, literally no one outside of Square knows exactly what's going to happen with this all, and that's kind of the thrill of it. And while I can't fully say I'll ever be enthused by that time travel-y multiverse stuff, I also would hate to paint myself as a person with a closed mind toward the future when I'm definitely not. Ultimately, it'll really be Game 2 when people know how they actually felt about the ending and this new direction centered around fate. Then again, Part 2 might be fateful tunnel all the way up to the end just like this game and then throw us for an even bigger loop. Again, there's just no telling. So Ultima Weapons, today I want to challenge you. If you hate the new direction presented in the ending, leave a comment below saying something you think is a positive result of the new direction. And if you love the direction of the new ending, I want you to leave a comment below telling me about your major concerns going forward. What I want is for everyone to think in terms of the opposing view in order to better understand the divisiveness around it, and to realize that both sides of the argument have their points, so that we can move forward as a better, more united community. Gosh, I kinda sound like I'm running for president. And with that out of the way, if you've been enjoying my content, please be sure to check out the Patreon for the Night Sky prints. Thanks to incredible people like Douglas Smith, I am able to keep making all of these Square Enix, Final Fantasy, and JRPG videos for you guys. So if you'd like to directly contribute yourself like Douglas here, be sure to check the link in the description below. Shout out to Douglas and the rest of the Ultima community.